Hello, how are you? This is the astrology and energetic forecast for September 3rd through September 9th. Wow, we are coming off of the super full moon in Pisces last Wednesday. How are you feeling? That was a big one for me, for friends, for clients. I feel like there's been a lot of processing of what this moon and its brilliant light shined on and what it's drawing out of each of us was so significant. So I hope that you just felt it and did something with it, whether it was bawling your eyes out and releasing a bunch of grief or in a bunch of joyous celebration, wherever this moon met you. I've really gotten this sense that as we lean into this week, we're going to actually be doing a lot of integration of that moon energy and what it brought up. On Sunday, September 3rd, Venus is going to station direct. And I feel like this is going to actually be a real part of what we're integrating from last week and into this week. Venus has been retrograde since the end of July. So it's been about a month here that we've been just in a little bit more reflection, kind of taking a step back around relationships, finances, ways that we're shining from our heart, ways that we're allowing our truth to really be revealed to us so that we can then reveal it out into the world. So that has been lots of things happening under the surface with those themes over the last month. But now that Venus is stationing direct, we're getting to move forward. We're getting to take a step forward into the next phase of this journey with her. And on this day, September 3rd, Venus is actually beginning her descent into the underworld. This is a really, really potent time. And again, it's still gonna feel, I sense it's gonna feel a bit slow. It's gonna feel a bit like we're really approaching our initiation. I'm gonna presence her myth and this story a little more next week. But for now, just knowing she is going to make this descent over the next 7 months through 7 different what we call gates. And for me, the 7 different gates that she's descending as she makes her way to the underworld represent the 7 chakras in our body. And so Venus, as we move month through month, will begin to descend from one chakra to the next, to the next. And there is a release that is happening. There is a surrender that we're learning here as we step into what we are actually being initiated into with Venus in Leo, which is our true heart medicine, our authentic, the realest, truest us, opening and being seen. Maybe for the first time. This is a really big deal. So as she begins to make this descent on Sunday, and we're in this integration of the full moon energy, I really took a step back and kind of just let myself do what I do. I looked at the chart and just felt the symbols kind of breathing, speaking. And what I was really aware of is actually this week on Wednesday, the sun and the moon are going to be in what we call a last quarter square. When we track the moon's cycle, it really is a way to just sink in with our own bodies. The moon helps us get in with our bodies, with our psyche, with our feelings, with our emotions as human beings. But with this last quarter square, a lot of times this is the moment of the month where anything that was left that wants to be released, that actually is dying, and decomposing to be seeded and like fertilizer for the new moon and the new thing that's coming next month. I mean, there is a death here. There is some decay energy here. So as we're integrating some of the full moon, just knowing there may be some emotional waters that we're in this week. And specifically on Wednesday, when the sun squares the moon, I really just want to presence this for a moment, because the sun is in Virgo. And on Wednesday, when it goes into this last quarter square, it's going to be conjunct, which means it's merging and blending with the energy of Mercury, and it's Mercury retrograde. So I'm instantly thinking of the mind. I'm instantly thinking of the mind and some of the wounds of Virgo that can arise, that I have presenced in some of these videos over the last month. But just to re-presence this here, I believe repetition is in itself such a gorgeous medicine. As we come around the spiral and hear things again, it's like it sinks a little deeper. It hits a little different. So in the energy of feeling like imposter syndrome or inferiority complex, or the inner critic that lives inside that really can be cruel and mean at times to the self. These are the things that we will be working with. But then the sun is shining there on Mercury, and the moon is going to be in Gemini. Gemini is a sign that's also ruled by Mercury. So here again, I'm thinking and feeling, I'm just like, the mind and our thought processes, they're up, and it will be in square. When I merge with Gemini and its wisdom, this is the sign where I feel like limitless possibilities. It's like everything and nothing. It can be really curious, really playful, but really easy to get overwhelmed with a bunch of ideas, a bunch of mental activity. And what I notice with Gemini a lot of times is it struggles with this duality of like, I need to choose the right thing. What is the right thing? And then squaring Virgo that loves to be perfect, wants perfection, has a really a big drive to do things in excellence, and it's so good at it. So like, not demonizing that at all. But can you feel what can happen in this space is it can get a little crunchy. It can get a little bit overly mental, where we're in a bit of like analysis paralysis, and the hamster wheel is just like spinning like crazy. Do you know what I'm talking about? I think all of us can relate to this in one way or another. So I was just feeling this, letting myself with my own stuff that came up from the full moon, and then feeling like the mental kind of chatter and the swirlies that happen as we just continue to just stew and toss it over. It's exhausting. It's so energetically draining to do that. So I sat with this for a moment this morning, and I just asked, Great Spirit, Great Mother, like what is the medicine for us this week? Like what do you want to bring through this really simple, sometimes silly YouTube video that I'm just throwing up online? What do you want to say? What do you want to bring for the mental chatter? And I was up in my loft in my house, in my bed, with the charts in my journal and everything. I felt her like draw me down the stairs into my living room to one of my bookshelves. where I have this lovely, lovely book by Jeff Foster, The Way of Rest. Oh, friends, I cannot recommend this book enough. It is seriously life transforming and inspiring. And I love to read. And I love, this one is like, it's like little essays, almost like little poems. Such a beautiful way to start the day. Or a beautiful thing to come to throughout the day when you need a little grounding in truth. Well, I felt her bring me to one of these small chapters, and it's short, it's just a page, but I want to read it for us. Under the light of this last quarter square, sun squaring moon, with Venus also simultaneously beginning her descent into the underworld. May this be a medicine for your mind and a grounding force for your body. It's called Indecision, Chapter 18. Friend, please, do not try to decide now. Do not shut any possibility out of your heart. Honor this place of not knowing. Bow before this bubbling mess of creativity. Slow down. Breathe. Sink into wonderment. Befriend the very place where you stand. Any decision will make itself in time. Any choice will happen when your defenses are down. Answers will appear only when they are ready, when the questions have been fully honored and fully loved. Do not label this place indecision. It's much more alive than that. It is a place where possibilities grow. It is a place where uncertainty is sacred. There is courage in staying close. There is strength in not knowing. There is power in doubt. Friend, please know, there is simply no choice now except to breathe and breathe again and trust this intelligence beyond the mind. A decision will grow, but for today, nourish the ground. This is the truth. Let this be the grounding force as you integrate the moon medicine, the Venus's descent into the underworld, and bring it into your body for real. What would life be like if all of us chose to really soften into the unknown and allow the fertile unknown, that fertile void, be where we start and allow the seed to grow from there. I'm sending you so much love and grounded illumination and inspiration as we say yes to life and what life has for us this week. Many blessings, friends. I'll see you soon.